Yo, guys, can you hear me? I think we're back in business. I'm pretty sure you guys can hear me now. Write down on the chat if you can hear me. There we go, guys. Sorry about that, guys. I'm a little rusty. Haven't done this in about 2 months. But good to be back, guys. You missed me saying hello to all 17 of you. Guys, smash that like button because I got the mic working in under 10 seconds. I hope I didn't waste more of your time. Guys, we don't have a lot of time actually. The game is starting in about an hour. So I say we get right to it. All right, no beating around the bush. We're going to go straight into our season preview. And then when the formations come out, we go and talk a little bit about Napoli Verona, all right? You got a lot of people in the house today. We got Rico25 saying to watch it on BT Sport for anyone wanting to know where they can watch it in the UK. Daniel Bowen is connected as well. I think he's at the stadium today. Fabio, yo Dom, what's up? What's up, Fabio? How's it going? Matthias, what was your reaction when who? Anyways, I need to remind myself to read the messages first before I actually say them out loud, but I can't multitask. Anyone who knows me knows that about me. Blue Line, hi everyone, thanks for fixing the sound. We hear you. Lorenzo, my man's in the house. Under 10 seconds shouldn't be a record. We're proud of Napoli talk. Oh man. All right, that's good. That's a good one. I'm going to go straight into the season preview, guys. And I want to talk about who's going to be the top striker in the Serie A this season. We've got quality. So we haven't actually got any new strikers in the league apart from Tammy Abraham. And I haven't put him in here yet because strikers have often not done well in that first season at Roma. I'm not sure how well Tammy's going to do. So if I had to pick my top 8, I'm going to go with these guys. We've got Dzeko replacing Lukaku at Inter. I think he's going to have a good season, guys. He scored yesterday. He's an experienced player. I think Inter are going to lose out on a few goals that Lukaku was providing. But I think 60-70% of what Lukaku did, Dzeko and the support act around him will be able to compensate. I do think this year we're going to get a revitalized Belotti. I think Zapata's not going to do as well. I think Immobile is not going to do as well. I think he's going to struggle in the 4-3-3 of Sarri. Cristiano Ronaldo, guys, he might leave. He's not even starting today against Udinese. But you never know with this guy. You never know how many penalties he might score. And then we've got the 2 strikers that I think are going to do the best this year. And it's obviously Victor Osimhen, our boy, and Vlahovic. Those 2 are real talents. Young 21-year-olds. They're going to smash it this season. I can't wait to see their progress. Hopefully, Vlahovic will be quiet against us with Fiorentina. But I'm excited. I'm excited for these 2 guys. They're going to really, really tear this season up, is what I think. So, Matteo, let's see what the comments are saying. Yeah, Lorenzo goes in hard with the 10 seconds. I think he wins comment of the day. But guys, I mean, Osimhen, as Matthias is saying, he's gonna be good. Matteo, everyone ready for Lord Lobotka masterpiece? You know what, Lord Lobotka, or Lobo, as we like to say. I'm gonna miss Lobo not being called out on the field. When we had Gattuso saying Lobo, I'm gonna miss that. It's one of those things that it's just beautiful to hear, and we're just not gonna get that with Spalletti. But let's see. Who do you guys think is going to be top scorer? I'm going to go with Victor Osimhen. And I think struggle struggle of the season, Ciro Immobile. Ciro Immobile, struggle of the season. So, yeah, that's who I think is going to be struggling this year. Even though I do think Lazio is going to do well. Lazio's going to do well. And not only do we have great strikers this season, but we've got some great coaches. This is the best coaching lineup in a long, long time. We've got Mourinho back in the Serie A. Obviously, he won the league with Inter, went and did his things, came back, and I think at Roma he's gonna have a lot of fun there. He's gonna have a lot of fun. I don't think they're gonna be immediately super competitive, but with the right players, who knows? Who knows? We've got Zaniolo, who's back from injury. He's a class player. So who knows? Roma are the wild card for me this year. I really don't know how well they're gonna do. But Mourinho, it's gonna be great to see him back. His press conferences, I can't wait. We've got Sarri on the other end of the Roma city with Lazio. That's gonna be interesting. How well can Sarri do at Lazio? Can he replicate what he did with Napoli and then Juventus? I think so, but maybe not immediately. I think it'll be a slow start. And then we've got, I think, a good coach, Juric, who was at Verona last season. We know all too well how good Verona was. I still haven't completely let go of that disappointment. So I can't wait to beat Verona and beat Juric at Torino, but he's quality, guys. And with Torino, I think having a better squad than Verona, I think they'll do well. Inzaghi at Inter started well, 4-0 yesterday. I think he's a good coach. He brought Lazio second spot 2 seasons ago. So who knows, guys. I do think, though, that Inter, having lost out Conte, having lost out Lukaku, having lost out Hakimi, they won't be winning the title this year. We've got Allegri back at Juve. That's huge. That's huge because, let's face it, guys, amateur coach last season, Pirlo Landia, didn't work. It really didn't work. It was embarrassing. It was embarrassing for Juventus. It was embarrassing for Italian football in general, having Pirlo be the head coach of Juventus. They got a serious person back in the job, and they'll be a tough opponent this season. Pioli, Gasperini are the only ones that didn't change, and then we've got Spalletti for Napoli. And guys, we will have fun with Spalletti. If not on the field, at least in the press conferences. I don't know if you guys are following me or not on Instagram, official Napoli Talk. I posted today his press conference, or the key highlights of the press conference, saying how Napoli turns him on. We're going to get a whole lot of those this season. It's going to be fun. Can't wait to review it after the game. But let's see what some of the comments are saying before I go and show you my top 10 of the season and who's going to get relegated. So let's go. Let's read some of the messages. So a lot of you are obviously talking about where to watch the games. Now that it's a new season, no one really knows what channels the games are on. There's a whole thing in Canada, if I understand correctly, about them not showing enough Napoli games, which is appalling because I think Canada is one of the biggest fan bases for Napoli fan, or Napoli has one of the biggest fan bases in Canada. I can see that with my YouTube, on Twitter, on Instagram. So it's embarrassing that they don't have that service for Napoli fans in Canada. So yeah, I'm raising awareness right now for you guys. Let's see. Shmuel M is saying, yo, I'm in a good mood. That's good. And Napoli is playing today. Venezia signed an Israeli midfielder who is a relative of mine. Oh, damn. Congrats to your relative. Isn't he the captain of Israel? Isn't he a captain? I don't know. I think you should know. You should know better than me. Does Jesus debut today? I don't think so. I would be very surprised if, with only 3 days of training, or 3 or 4 days of training, Juan Jesus even plays today. I think we might see him after the break. So not even probably against Genoa. Gerald Hualpa. Sorry, I butchered your name. My bad. Hey, Inter fan here. Juve are playing right now. Yes, Juve are playing right now. Did Udinese score? Have we got a goal at Udine? Let's check it out. Let's go on the Google and let's see what's what. Yes, Pereira. 2-1 for Juve still, but Udinese with a goal. Who knows? Let's see. Daniel Bowen in line at the gate, haven't moved in 20 minutes. Yeah, guys, they told you, get in there early, guys. Get in there early because there's going to be people. They need to check COVID passes, passports, where you live, who you are. They need to check all those things now, going to the stadium. Which brings me to, damn, we've got fans at the stadium again. That's crazy. We haven't had fans at the stadium in a year and a half. It's going to be great hearing the fans. Obviously, it's going to be an extra pressure for players. And we have to actually see how well the fans are going to support Napoli, because it's a lot of fans are more interested at times in criticizing the club, De Laurentiis, Giuntoli, all those guys, while they watch the games than actually supporting the team. Sometimes, or for some periods of the game. Every once in a while, there'll be a chant against De Laurentiis or something. Anyways, what I'm hoping is that this year we just support the team like in the glory days, like when Sarri was here, and we create a bond with the coach, with the players, between them and the fans. I think that's fundamental. If we can make that bond, this Napoli team is gonna go to very high levels, because what Napoli fans can bring you is a lot. There's a lot if it clicks. So let's see. We talked about the coaches. Actually, we didn't finish talking about the coaches. What I wanted to say about the coaches is, I think who's going to be coach of the season? That's an interesting question. I haven't even thought about that. Let's see. Coach of the season. I think something about Mourinho. I feel something there. With Mourinho. I think he's going to do well with Roma. I don't think he's going to win, but I think he's going to do well. You have to think of where Roma started. So I think they finished 7th last season. So many points away from Inter in first. I think everything's going to be a lot tighter this season. I think it's going to be a full-on 7-horse race, and Roma are going to recover a lot of points. But at the same time, I say that, and then I made a top 10, and this is what my head is saying. Guys, as my top 10. And I know what you're going to say. That Juventus are first in this list. And it's like, what are you doing, Dom? Why are you putting Juventus first? Well, I mean, I could do something like this, right? I could do that, put them second, and then leave that first spot open for you know who. But I don't want to jinx it. I don't want you guys come May saying, oh, you put Napoli first and they're like last now and you jinxed it, all that stuff. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put us third, put Juventus first. If I'm going to jinx anyone, I'm going to jinx Juventus. But let me explain this. All right. Let me start with Torino. Oh, Daniel Bowen, so kind as always. You didn't have to, but thank you so much for your donation. Will Goulam and Zanoli eventually supplant Rui? Fit Goulam is the best left back on this team. Zanoli, he's still young, so it will take him time. And he's not a natural left back. He's right-footed, so I don't think he's gonna ever be ahead of Mario Rui formally. There might be a few games where he might start to give him a rest, but I think we need a left-footed left back, playing at left back more regularly. So let me explain this, because there's already a lot of comments on the chat. Why is this team here? Why is that team there? Why is Salernitana not fourth? Guys, give me a second. All right, so you guys have so much rush. You guys need to chill. So Torino 10th because of Juric. He was in one of the pictures where I had the coaches. I thought he did a tremendous job with Verona. And Verona, they had like 3 good players. All right, they were basically Zaccagni FC. All right, I think with Torino, having Bellotti as a striker, having a better squad, I think he can do really well. So I'm gonna put Torino top 10. Sampdoria 9th, because I think they've got some really interesting players. I think they've got 2 or 3 youngsters that are really, really going to shine this year. You've got the Danish player Damsgaard. He is going to explode this season. He's going to be a revelation, a bit like Vlahovic last season with Fiorentina. This guy, he won't score as many goals because he's more of a midfielder, winger, number 10, attacking. He's not really going to give you 20 goals, but he's going to be there with assists, a lot of free kicks. I mean, you guys remember the one he scored against England? That's what I'm talking about. So Sampdoria, I think, are going to do well. Fiorentina, coached by Italiano, same sort of concept as Torino. Thought Italiano did really well with Spezia. And Spezia, they weren't a good team. They didn't have good players. That coach with Fiorentina is going to do really, really well. He's going to have the quality of players he needs to push in that top 8. And with Vlahovic potentially scoring another 20 goals again this season, or more, 25, 30, 32, who knows? Fiorentina are going to have their say. They're not going to be far off from that 7th spot. And then we've got the 7 sisters, the big 7. And guys, I mean, this one, I honestly think there's going to be 10 points. It's going to be 10 points between 1st and 7th, which is going to be crazy. I don't think that's ever happened in any league. But I really do think that this season there's just so much competition. I think Milan 7th, because you have to think of not where teams ended up last season, but how they got to the end of last season. And Milan, out of these 7 teams, well, excluding Roma, were the team that was struggling the most. They did a fantastic start of the season, with Ibrahimovic scoring all those goals. The enthusiasm was through the roof. But then from January onwards, they struggled. And teams like Napoli managed to reclaim maybe, 15 points from them in the second half of the season. And I see them struggling because Ibra's not getting any younger. They signed in attack Pellegrini right now today, but he's quite raw still. He's only 20. Giroud, he's washed. He's finished. He's good. Okay, he's good, but I don't know if you guys saw that Instagram reel. If you guys haven't, I'll post it maybe on Twitter or something like that. But I think this guy is more interested in making TikToks than playing football. And then they lost Donnarumma, which is a player that guarantees you victories. Yes, their new goalie is good, but if this guy is going to guarantee you 5 points, Donnarumma was giving you 10, 12, 15 points a season. This guy cannot be as good as Donnarumma. And because the margins are so small, that's why I'm pushing them down to 7th. Let's read some of what you guys are saying, actually, before I go on. There's a lot of you in the chat. Guys, make sure that you are smashing this like button if you are liking this preview. Helps the channel out. And 1 cent goes to a charity, Cannavaro Ferrara, which is meant to help kids in Naples. So it's a way for us to give back to the local community in Naples. and Cannavaro Ferrara, obviously 2 ex-Napoli players, played for the national team as well. Cannavaro was the captain of the Italian team that lifted the World Cup in Germany. So yeah, go help that charity out, guys. Let's see. There's a lot of comments. Here. I'm just trying to catch up with everything. Girish Kumar, nice to see you again. Do you have music playing in the background or something? It's kind of irritating. All right. Yeah, I got music playing in the background. It's a little thing. I'll lower it a little. I don't want to get rid of it. But yeah, damn, man. Let's see. No, but guys, let me know if it actually is irritating. If it's irritating like more than like 4 people, then I will get rid of it. But I mean, if it's not, then that's just you, man. So yeah. Anto Armenino is saying, do we root for Salernitana because they're near us, or no, because they're mostly anti-Napoli? Look, guys, the only B team I'll have this year is Venezia after this game, because they have been so classy on social media with us in recent days, especially today, and I love their jersey. And there's something about Venezia being in Serie A. I think it's a city that deserves to be in Serie A. It deserves to be represented in the top league in Italy, and I am going to have a soft spot for them, but after today, let me be 100% clear. Salernitana instead, I couldn't care less, and to be honest with you guys, I couldn't care less of any other team. So that's my stance on that. Alex Lake, the irony that Inter sold their best players and are better this year. Shaking my head. Simone knows what he's doing, unfortunately. Guys, it's been 1 game. Inter are going to struggle a bit more than that. There's no way they're going to be as good as last season. There's no way. Salvatore Di Brita saying, keep the music. It's a vibe. I know it's a vibe. I know. But I did lower it because I actually can't tell how loud it is compared to my voice. So maybe it was a little loud. I don't know how it feels like for you guys. So, I just lowered it a bit, but it's not out completely. Unless you guys can't hear it anymore, then I lowered it too much. I really do need to hire like a sound engineer, don't I? Their jerseys are nice. That color scheme for Venezia, yeah, the way they released the jerseys as well wasn't too bad. Some of you guys might know what I'm talking about. Let's see. Shmuel M is saying, I actually made a prediction that for the entire table, and I might actually post it on somewhere before the season's end. You can just comment after the video on the regular comments so you don't spam the chat what your prediction is. In fact, why doesn't everybody do that? Not on the chat, but down below after the video. Just comment your top 20 or top 10 or something like that. So I was saying, Milan are going to struggle. Atalanta, I just can't see them getting Champions League again. Just by the law of big numbers, like Atalanta can't go, what's it going to be now, 4 seasons in a row in a Champions League? It's just, they're punching above their weight. And I just can't see them doing it 4 times in a row, or 3 times, or 3 or 4 times, whatever the case may be. And then this is where it's interesting. Lazio and Roma, Mourinho Sarri. I think that's going to be close. I think Roma's going to start better because Mourinho's more pragmatic. So even though the team might not be exactly how he wants it, I think he'll grind out results. But then in the long run, I think Lazio, when things click for Sarri, we know what those teams do. Guys. We've experienced it firsthand. I'm not a huge Sarri fan anymore. He let me down as a person, but there's no denying he's probably the best coach in the league. I'll give him that. And then we've got the top 3, Juve, Inter, Napoli. As I said, I think Inter lost out a lot with having no Conte, no Lukaku, no Hakimi, but they are still very solid. It's not like it will push them down below Champions League football, but I think it'll push them down It's a second, third spot. One of those two. And then Juventus, on the other hand, Allegri coming in and replacing Pirlo, that's an extra 10 points right there. I mean, Pirlo was a disaster. And we know what Allegri can do. So I think that's an automatic 10 points extra for Juventus there. And then we've got players like Chiesa and Bernardeschi that I think, having won the Euros, they'll do really well this season as well. I think there's going to be a revival of Bernardeschi under Allegri. I think with Sarri, with Pirlo, I think they weren't using him right. And I think having won the Euros, it's going to give him that extra confidence now to become the Bernardeschi that Juventus thought they were going to get. So my prediction is he's going to do better than what he's been doing in the past. And then we've got, I keep touching this thing. And then we've got Chiesa. Chiesa, who has become, basically in the past 2 months over the summer, has imposed himself as maybe the best right winger in the world. And we don't know what Ronaldo's going to do, if he's going to stay, if he's not going to stay. I think that center forward position is a weakness for Juventus. I don't think they can rely on Morata too much, but I mean, with the coach being Allegri, Locatelli coming in, Chiesa performing, I think they might be able to grind out enough results. So yeah, that's my top 10. That's my top 10, guys. Let's see what you guys think of that. Let's see what the comments say. Giroud is not finished, but Zlatan will be injured most of the season, and there's a reason why Giroud was subbed to Abraham a year ago. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Look, I know Giroud's not finished. It's a bit of a joke. I'm kind of, he's obviously still a very good striker, but I'm worried for Milan. I'm worried. I don't think they're going to do as well as they did last year. I think last year, everything just clicked for them. They had a crazy amount of penalties last year, guys. They had something like 15 penalties. That's not something that, well, maybe it happens again, but that's not something that's likely to happen again. So I think, even with 5 penalties less, we're talking about 5 less games that you win because they were all deciding penalties. So that's a lot of points. And then Donnarumma not being there, Çalhanoğlu not being there, that's a lot of points. That's a lot of points. Key players missing from Milan, and I just haven't seen them buy anyone special to replace that. But yeah, as Kanahun Flame is saying, I wouldn't overreact to Inter losing these players. They still got possibly the best squad and depth. And Dzeko coming in, he's not finished. And he might not score as much as Lukaku, but he'll score 60-70% of the same goals that Lukaku did. And then if we've got other players that can step it up, maybe Lautaro Martinez might score a bit more. And we don't know what they're going to do in January. If they're going to get some other player in there. Inter is always capable of, even with financial situations not being great for them, they're always capable of attracting good players, even if it has to be on loan, because Inter is Inter and players want to play for Inter. So Fabio's asking thoughts on Insigne, Manolas, Koulibaly transfer. Guys, I don't think they're going anywhere. I think if anyone's going anywhere, it's Manolas. But at this point of the Mercato, I don't think so. But I do want to touch on the bottom 3 teams. So this is my prediction on who's getting relegated. And yeah, I put Salernitana as last. And that's not going to sit well with our neighbors. So for those of you that don't know, Salerno and Napoli are like 30 minutes, 1 hour away from each other. So it's going to be a derby for us. I'm putting them last. But I'm not just doing it out of spite. I'm doing it because Salernitana, I think, relied a lot on Tutino last season. A Napoli player that was on loan for them. Tutino has left Salernitana. and has gone to Parma, and I just don't think that they strengthened the team enough. And there's the issue of Lotito, the guy who owns Lazio, is the owner of Salernitana, and he's got 6 months, or maybe even less now, 4 or 5 months to sell the club. That's gonna be a crazy time for them. They're going to be distracted. You don't know who the new owners are going to be. There might be all sorts of things going on. And Girish is saying Salernitana have Simi. Yes, so did Crotone. And Crotone went down last year. Even though Simi is a great player, there's no guarantee he's going to repeat himself this season. Even if he does, one person cannot save you. Simi is good, but he proved that he cannot save you because Crotone went down last season. Cagliari struggled so much last season. If you look at the table, guys, they were remember when we played Cagliari, they were fighting for their lives. And now they've got Nona Ngolan. Rog is injured. I think they're going to struggle. Those are 2 fundamental pieces in midfield that are gone. And it's a bold... I recognize that's bold. But I just thought that last year they got extremely lucky staying up. And I feel like they're a weaker team this season. And then Spezia, they lost Italiano, their coach. I think he was their star. And I don't know how that team... I actually don't know how that team was able to stay up last season with the quality of players that they have. It's a Serie B quality team. I'll say it straight up. So yeah, I don't see these teams staying up. If there's one of these teams that stays up, it's probably Cagliari, because they've got a history of being in the Serie A. And I think the team that would replace them then would be Venezia, because Venezia finished 5th last season. They only came up through the playoffs, and it's their first time in Serie A in like 20 years. But I don't know. This is, if I had to put money on this, which I won't, then this is what I would do. Let's see some of the comments, because I think this is controversial. So a lot of you obviously not agreeing with the whole Cagliari thing. Sassuolo under Torino is an interesting take, says Kanyuhan Flame. Yeah, again, because I think Sassuolo, their key player last season, Locatelli, is gone. Berardi, he wants out. Raspadori is going to do well. He scored yesterday. But De Zerbi, their coach, he was a bit like Italiano with Spezia. He was their guy. And he's gone off to Shakhtar Donetsk in Ukraine, and he's playing fantastically well over there, winning in the Champions League qualification rounds, playing some really good football. And I think it's a smart move from him to get out of Italy, prove himself in the Champions League, and then once he's done that, then he can come back either here to one of the big clubs or somewhere else in the Premier League, in La Liga, in whatever. But he would have not had the chance to show himself internationally at Sassuolo the same way he can at Shakhtar Donetsk in Ukraine, obviously playing the Champions League. But I think Sassuolo owe a lot of credit to him for reaching 8th spot last season. Let's see what else we are saying. Sal Di Brita, who will score the first goal this season for Napoli, and why is it Mario Rui? Yeah, that would be nice. That would be nice if it's Mario Rui. I think realistically, it's going to be Osimhen. Or at least Osimhen needs to score today. It would be really good for Napoli if Osimhen gets a goal, if the defense doesn't concede anything, if Lobotka plays well. Obviously, that's going to be key. And guys, have the formations come out yet for Napoli? They should have come out. Let's see. Meanwhile, Juve is still winning 2-1. Let's see what the formations are, because kickoff is in 37 minutes at the Stadio Diego Armando Maradona. Let's see what the formations are. we've got Fabian Ruiz playing. So so Google says it's a 4-2-3-1, but guys, look how fast I'm gonna do this. Yeah, bam, had it all prepared, guys. See, even if I came to the live not knowing what the formation is, it was all ready. I have like 5 of these set up, and then I just click on the right one. Bam, Fabian. So Fabian wins the battle against Elmas to start. Kind of surprised by that, to be honest, because I thought Elmas had a much better preseason, and I thought that could have given him the motivation that he needed to really challenge Fabian throughout the season. When you start Fabian from the first game, he might have a great game, but I'm worried about what that will do to Elmas's motivation and confidence, because I feel like Fabian would have acknowledged the fact that he didn't do the full retreat, and so he'd be like, yeah, okay, fair enough, I'm not starting the first game, that's fair, and that wouldn't have affected him too much. But with Elmas, I feel like that's rough. He's played every single game in preseason. He's gonna feel hard done by that. So kind of worried about that. Oh, actually, I messed up because Manolas is starting ahead of Rahmani. Yes, I messed up. Let's see if I can fix that. I have to open up Photoshop for that. Actually, you know what? Let's do something else. Let's edit this on the fly. 1 second, guys. So ignore what that says. I'm gonna put a huge Manolas in your screen so that you know that Manolas is starting. Give me a sec. Give me a sec, guys. See, stream, when you go live, these things happen, guys. These things happen, but you guys are chill, so I know you're not gonna kill me. So hold on, let me put Manolas in your screen. There we go. No, I'll put him there. Doing this live for you guys. A little bit of edit. There we go. See? No problem. We got Manolas with the wrong season jersey. I mean, to be fair, they're all in the wrong season, right? Because Napoli didn't release the pictures of every player with the Armani shirts, which was a real disappointment, because I wanted to have the formation with the Armani thing and everything, and I'm stuck with last year's template. I mean, what's up with that? What's up with Napoli not having released jerseys until like 3 days ago? I mean, they are fire. I love them. Well, I love every Napoli jersey, to be fair. I mean, give me a blue shirt with an N on it and I'll wear it. But I mean, the white one was special. White one was special. Anyways, enough talking about jerseys, because I think that's not important. 20 minutes to the game starts, or 30 minutes into the game starts, I think we need to talk about more serious things. So we need to talk about, for example, how does Venezia play? What can we expect from Venezia? But yeah, guys, smash that like button if you like that quick editing of putting Manolas in. I honestly didn't expect that. Again, a bit like Elmas, I thought Rahmani would have started because he started the last few games. Manolas, there's a lot of transfer rumors regarding him, and he wasn't fit in the last few preseason friendlies, so I thought, probably he's not going to start. But that's a signal. That's a very, very strong signal by Spalletti giving Manolas a start. So, I mean, you guys interpret that how you will, but I don't think a player that's going to be sold would start. So for me, Manolas stays. Spalletti yesterday said he'd like Manolas to stay because he elevates everyone's level. I think this team, I don't think anyone's going. I think we're keeping it as it is, because honestly, we would only sell someone if we were certain that we would get someone just as good in place of them. You know, you want to at least have the same quality, if not go better. You never go down. And there's just nothing on the market for now. So why would Napoli sell? As long as Manolas stays professional about it, and I don't think he's forcing a move. He's not the type of guy to do that. So yeah, I think it should be fine. Should be fine. Not that he's a great player. No, as in, let me rephrase that. Not that he's been fantastic for us, but it would be a huge loss if we lose Manolas and we have to get a new defender in who doesn't know the mechanisms, and we already started the season. I mean, we don't really have that much as backup either. I mean, we've got Juan Jesus, but Juan Jesus plays on the left, so we'd need a right footer. We've got Rahmani, but he would be the starter if Manolas leaves, so we need someone replacing Rahmani as the backup. So, it'd be tough to find someone in the last minutes of the transfer season. So, who scored? There's a goal somewhere. Is that Juve? What's going on? No way Udinese scored. No way. Hold on. You guys see, Google hasn't even updated yet. So what's going on here? Who scored, guys? Oh, Udinese scored but offside. Guys, what's going on? But Anto, this is why I put Juventus first in my season prediction, because I'm jinxing them. As I said, I didn't want to put Napoli because I know whoever I would put first, I would jinx. Even though last season I did put Inter first and Inter won. So, and I did say Italy was going to win the Euros, and Italy won. It's actually, is it given? Yes, the goal stands. Oh, Deulofeu and Pereira, two players that have been playing in the same team for ages, whether that's Udinese or whether that's Watford, obviously because it's the same owner, and they just go from one place to the other. But you know what? In the last 10 seasons, here's a stat for you. In the last 10 seasons, Juventus have won every single game, every single first game of the season, except 4 or 5 years ago when they lost against Udinese at Udine. And today they're drawing 2-2. So 5 minutes left of that game, guys. We're going to live that live. You guys are going to know before me what's going on because I'm not watching it on television. So I have to wait for the chat to tell me, or Google, and they're just not as quick as you guys. So in the meantime, though, while that game is going, we need to talk about Venezia and who to look out for in Venezia. So Manolas is still there. Let's get rid of Manolas. Let's go with Venezia. I don't know if that's the formation that they're actually playing with. See, this is the trouble of preparing stuff beforehand, before things are official, and then you have to present it as if it's official, but you don't know. So I'm gonna have to Google what Venezia's starting formation is, but this is what I thought they would start with. I thought this looked pretty reasonable. Let's see if that's correct. Heymans, Perez, Fiorentina, Moliran. Oh, it's a little different. So instead of Schnegg, there's Molinaro, okay? So everything else is the same. So that number 28, he's different, okay? He's going to be replaced by a number 3, Molinaro, an experienced defender. But anyway, you guys are probably going to want me to change that. So let me change that while I speak. So you guys, you guys are going to complain, aren't you? So I'm going to have to change that. Give me a sec. There we go. All right, that's the proper formation. All right, so we have the right stuff. This is why I don't do previews, guys, by the way. But because it's the first game of the season, I feel like I need to smash that like button if you appreciate the effort that goes into this, guys. It's not easy doing this multitask, not if you're a guy. So yeah, it's not one of my strong points, multitasking. Anyways, Venezia 4-3-3. Caldara joined the team 10 days ago from Milan, but he was on loan from Atalanta. Played about 20 games for Atalanta last season. He is a player that struggles with injuries, but he's fit. He's playing for Venezia, and he's the type of not old but experienced player that Venezia need in their squad in order to try to stay up, because this team here does not have that much experience. A lot of these guys, it's their first time in Serie A. So it's going to be tough for them. I think they will really struggle both today and at the start of the season. But then I do feel like towards the middle and end of the season, they'll start picking up points once they start to get to grips with everything. Anto saying Schnegg, who's not even starting for Venezia, is better than Marurui. Guys, everyone's better than Marurui. I've got a broken ACL on my left leg, and I would still be better than Marurui. So that's the level that we have right now. Unfortunately, it's tough. It's tough for us Napoli fans. You know what they say? We're born to suffer. We didn't choose an easy team to support. We didn't choose an easy team. There's a lot of suffering, and Marurui is like responsible for 80% of that suffering. So yeah. Yeah, Caldara is a good player. He's obviously their standout player now. And Forte is their striker. He's played quite well for them in Serie B. I think he's going to maybe hit 8 or 9 goals this season. I think he had about 14 last season, maybe similar the one before. So he's their center man. And so those two players are players that stand out in this team. Johnson is also a very good player, ex-Ajax, or at least grew up in the Ajax academy, so he's good on the ball. Di Mariano is a quality player, but this team shouldn't be good enough to cause us that many problems. All right, this team in the first game in Serie A, they're gonna struggle. They played against Frosinone a few days ago. They in the Coppa Italia, they ended up winning that game on penalties against Frosinone, a Serie B team. That's sort of their level. In fact, for large portions of the game, Frosinone were dominating Venezia. And Venezia, as I said, I don't think they're going to finish in the bottom 3. But I think at the start, they will really struggle. They will really, really struggle. And hopefully that starts from today. Hopefully they don't have, at the end of the day, it's difficult, guys, because these teams, it's their first time in Serie A. They're hyped. So Napoli might underestimate them. They might feel the pressure of playing in front of the fans for the first time. So you never know. And, the ball is round. It can go left, right, up, down. You don't know. You don't know what's going to happen when that ball starts rolling. We've seen everything. We've beaten everyone. We've lost against everyone. So we know all too well how the sport goes. But sorry, guys. That was sorry. I get calls in the middle of my lives. My bad. Yeah, these players are just not good enough to trouble Napoli. It's still going to be a good game. It's still going to be competitive because of their enthusiasm. They're going to give it 110%. They're going to try to really press Napoli. They're not a team that likes to sit deep. That could happen throughout the game, but that's only because of Napoli forcing them to sit back. But they're not a team that would automatically start sitting back. They're a team that when they lose the ball, they like to recover it very fast. They're a team that likes to press. But as I said, because the quality difference is so high, we could see a game where they have to sit back and Napoli will squish them. And so it's going to be interesting when we squish them, how then Osimhen might be able to find the space. Because we know that we like to have teams that give us a lot of space. So when we play against these smaller teams, it's difficult for us. Another thing that we need to watch out for is Lobotka being covered and people going on him, trying not to give him too much time on the ball. That's where, when we look at the Napoli formation with Manolas and Manolas included there like that, that's where Fabian and Zielinski, one of them might need to drop back to help Lobotka or provide him very clear options in front. Insigne might also need to drop back if that sort of thing happens. But what I would like to see is intensity, is enthusiasm from this team. And even if we have to struggle, even if it has to be a 1-0 result, that's fine. The most important thing is to start the season with 3 points. If we struggle, it's not even maybe that bad. It might even force De Laurentiis to go out and buy a player. So honestly, I just want them to win. Then if we play extremely well, that's great. It's great for us. And if we struggle, that could also be a blessing in disguise. So, but I don't want us to drop points. Let's see, talking about dropping points, let's see what Juventus did. Did Juventus finish their game? No, you've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. Cristiano Ronaldo scored in the 94th minute. Oh my days. This is what I mean, guys. This is what I mean. You can never write Juventus off. You can never write Juventus off. And yeah. I don't know. I'm not following the game, so guys, I can't comment on it. I don't know who deserved what. Some people are saying Udinese was all over them. But I don't know if this is... he scored in the 94th minute. I don't know how many minutes they got added on. But guys, we know this happens. We know this happens whether it's by merit of Juve or someone gave him a hand. We know that they can grind out results. But that's the difference between Allegri and Pirlo. Because this wasn't happening with Pirlo. Allegri comes in and then all of a sudden it clicks. So... Yeah, that's... goal disallowed. Hold on, what's going on? What's going on? This is exciting, because I can't see the game, so no goal. Get out. Nah, you guys are screwing with me. There's no goal, seriously. My YouTube is still my Google is still saying 3-2 to Juventus. So until Google refreshes, I won't believe you guys. Let's see. It refreshed. It's 2-2. You guys are... This is great. This is... I wish sometimes I wish I wasn't live and I could just jump up and scream and say things that I can't say here because I don't want to get banned. But that's good. But guys, calma, because we need to do our bit, okay? We need to do our bit. Juventus drew. We still need to play. Right now we've got 0 points. At least they have 1 point. So let's not screw this up. VAR for left back. Oh man. Jump up and scream on live, please. We won't report you if you scream. I know it's not you guys that will report me, but It's not the style. It's not the style of this channel. I feel like you attract the energy that you give out, right? So everybody knows what I feel about Juve, but I'm not gonna start doing certain things because I don't want then things to come back to me. You know, I don't want when Napoli lose, Juve fans all over this page. You know, I don't want to attract that kind of energy. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep to myself. You know, everybody does their thing. You know. Fabrizio, now we have to win. Go Napoli. Fabrizio, are you at the stadium? I know you like to go to the stadium. I've got a few friends and family back in Naples that are watching this game. Obviously, first time with fans, so it's interesting. Game over. 2-2. Udinese Juventus. Let me put a nice screenshot because I'm just adding so many things onto the live right now. I feel like we should just add this one as well, this result. And yeah, maybe just keep that on the screen just for, you know, I won't say anything. I'll just put it on the screen. I'm just reporting how the game goes. Not gonna comment about it, but there we go. There we go. I like that. I really do like that. I think that looks nice. Yeah, I needed to get rid of that thing in the background. Yeah, that looks nice. I like that. Looks good. Yeah, but that's all I'm gonna say. I'm just gonna say now we have to win. We have to win, guys, because whether it's the first game of the season or the last game of the season or the 25th game of the season, when teams drop points, we got to make the most of it. In fact, we've got to win points no matter what. But anyways, guys, I'm gonna let you guys set up for the game. 15 minutes to go. We won't be able to follow along with it because I feel like my stream will lag as I'm watching the game. There'll be way too many internet connection thingies going on, and I won't be able to do any post-match reviews if I'm trying to communicate with you guys during the game. So we will speak to each other 10-15 minutes after the game ends. Hope all of you guys join. Smash the like button if you've liked this chilled out preview of the season of Venezia. Smash that like button if you like the result that's on the screen right now, guys. I mean, what more do you want? What more do you want from life? You got a Napoli Talk preview, Juventus that drew, we still have to play, first game of the season. How are you guys not smashing that like button? Come on. And yes, espresso time, Alex Lake. I am so tired. I'm going to have an espresso. I'm going to have some food and have some water. I've been speaking for an hour. I feel like my throat's going to dry up, and then I've got probably another hour to go after the game. So, guys, make yourselves comfortable. Let's go and smash that like button. And as always, Forza Napoli sempre, and see you in about 2 hours. All right? Peace.